Well, I think, a lot of the vendors out there, they'll allow you to get things going quite quickly. But you getting something going and feeling that it's working versus a deployed system at scale are reasonably, well, very drastically different. And it reminds me of the programming saying, which is modification from a different saying, but it's that 90% of the work is 90% of the delivery, and the remaining 10% of the work is the other 90% of the delivery. So that's a semi-amusing way of saying that,
developers are often wrong in their estimation. Is that what it means?
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on my own estimates, to be honest, but basically to get it kind of where you feel it's good compared to where it needs to be good is drastically different. And again, what I feel some of these vendors lack, I don't believe that there's the appropriate level of tooling in order to help the customer understand the data that they have, understand the limitations of it. I mean, they said data in AI is everything, but it's not, it's nearly everything. It's like, well, what's the algorithm? Different algorithms converge at different rates and converge to different levels, which means they're more susceptible to accuracy depending on the type of data and the level of data. So how much data does the customer have? And is it the right algorithm? And making sense of that and taking it from test to deployment, but then when it's deployed, well, then how do you better it? How do you make sure it's better without ruining the experience that's already there? And so you can get something live and you kind of feel like it has potential, but it hasn't reached it. And you can say, yeah, it has, it will have amazing CX someday, but without the tooling and knowledge of the holistic view around it, that someday will always be tomorrow. It'll never be today.
I mean, I think, picking up on the point Curtis made earlier around the greenfield stuff that we were working on, I mean, it was pluses and minuses there. Obviously, the lack of data is a big drawback. And I know we spent a lot of time working with the business to try and understand what that data might look like, so that there's downsides of the greenfield, but certainly, if you're looking at a brownfield, you do have lots of data, but is it the right data? Are you actually training with bias in certain ways as well?
And that's why I mentioned the algorithms, because a lot of people will say, well, throw more data at it, but more data will not necessarily make it better depending on the type of data, the bias in the data, is the data skewed? Again, the convergence rates and stuff, there's a lot to it. And a lot of the platforms out there don't offer the ability or the insights or the tooling to get you to where you need to be. And I kind of, it's enough to excite you, but not enough to deliver in many cases.